accept in their writings the notion of a nuclear Iran and how we would deal with it. Think about that. 10 years ago, we were worried and trying to figure out how we could make sure that didn't happen, and now we have some pundits and some analysts in the international community saying it's almost a fait accompli. Now what are we going to do? Well, let's just pause for a moment and think what that means to the rest of the world vis-a-vis America. What's it say about our ability to influence geopolitical events? What's it say about how do our allies and friends in that region look to us and our ability to affect change that affects their lives and the security of that particular region? Some might call it just, if it's a fait accompli, it becomes almost an appeasement strategy. Well, there's not too much we can do about it. I mean, there's always the military option. People discuss that from time to time. It would be if this country, or in concert with others, or if an independent country or two took it upon themselves, what that would mean to the region and to the rest of the world. So we're running out of time and we're running out of options, aren't we? And that's the reason that we've convened this particular session today, to remind ourselves of both of those unfortunate circumstances. So how do we go forward? What do we do next? I think the Attorney General very clearly identified probably one of the most significant things we can do, and that is delist, as the UK has done and the European Union has done, and we can. If we are to look for peaceful means of encouraging a regime change, it seems to me that one of the first and most significant steps we could take, I guess it's under review right now by the State Department, but as you well know, in January of this year, I think the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals said, based on the information you presented in this court right now, and unfortunately you had to go to court, everybody goes to court in the United States, but to get them delisted from the State Department, the court said preliminarily the information you've at least shared with us in court today doesn't warrant them being listed as a terrorist organization. I think the consequences of that particular decision, the State Department, as I understand it, perhaps others on this panel can give us a more enlightened and more recent point of view, that they're actually honestly and actively considering that outcome. And what's the benefit of that outcome? First of all, it's the strongest possible signal that our approach toward Iran is changing. It's saying that 30 years of peaceful engagement hasn't been effective, and I think everybody around the world knows that. But I'm going to give you a different perspective, if I might, because I think it has as much to do as how we're viewed around the rest of the world and why I think we should do it as soon as possible. Now, part of that American brand, I think, is being consistent with our values overseas as well. And when we see